You have to be patient. These guys want to get paid now. These people may not get paid. I think the average is, 3 years, right? They don't get paid. That's why the first question when somebody comes to ask me to invest in their company is, are you willing to work for free for 3 years? I go, no. I said, well, I don't invest with you. Because you're still thinking like this. So those are the emotional differences. Because today, just being an employee is suicidal. Today you have to be employee plus an investor. You can be self-employed plus investor. Okay, you have to be on both sides of the quadrant, is what I'm saying, minimum. Whether you're here, here, or here. If you ever want some time off, you have to be an investor today. So very simply on, starting from the age of 9 and 10, I started here and I stayed here. That makes sense to you guys? I stayed here. Because this is my money working hard for me, so I don't have to work hard for money. It's a different point of view. They're very, very different. The rich have the best investments, number one, because they have money. People say, how do you find the deals? Get rich. Because if you have money, they come find you. It's really simple. The thing about this one here, the richest or the fastest game in the world played today, the way to get rich forever has been this one. I talk about in this book how my rich dad went and bought one of the best pieces of white sand beach in Hawaii. And I said, how did you afford that? He wasn't making any money. He didn't have a job. He wasn't this. He says, how do you afford the best piece of beach in Hawaii? He says, personally, I can't afford it. See, none of these people could afford it either. It was about $10 million. Individually, you cannot afford it, but your business can afford it. It's one of the biggest secrets of all. So the reason I started here and learned to build businesses so I could invest. So I can take down bigger and bigger properties by this. Individually, I cannot do that. I don't earn enough money as an individual, but my company can. So the thing about the third book, which is Rich Dad's Guide to Investing, is called the 90-10 Rule of Money. The 90-10 Rule of Money very simply says is this, is that 10% of the people always make 90% of the money, always. That's a very big part of it. And a big part of the investment book is how do you take your idea, build a business around it, and take your business public. So the reality, as I know, is every single one of you sitting out there in the audience, you have an idea that can make you exceptionally wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. Every one of you is creative enough to have an idea. The trouble is, when you went to school, they didn't train you to be a business owner. They trained you to be an employee, working for the rich. What the rich have the ability to do is take their ideas and create massive businesses out of them. So you have your business, which does your investing for you. And the tax laws are written in your favor, investing through a business. That's how the rich get rich, because they pay less in taxes, very simply because they invest through the B and I quadrants. Investing from here, the laws are written against you here. In America, 1943 was the Current Tax Payment Act, which made anybody who was an employee could not pay themselves first. Government gets paid first. If you get a pay raise, government gets a pay raise. Forever. Forever. You make $1 million, you still pay more in taxes, incrementally. 1986, they passed the Tax Reform Act of '86. All doctors, accountants, attorneys, and the laws were changed against them. But they never changed the laws for the rich, because this is how the rich have gotten rich, by owning corporations and businesses. And that's been in effect since 1215, which is the signing of the Magna Carta. So ever since the thing is, you have to know, you want to get rich, you have to play by the rules of the rich, because the rich make the rules. And for the last thing I'll say about taxes is this. If you're an employee, the tax laws is that your financial looks like this. If you're a business owner, your financial looks like this. And the big difference here is this, is as an employee, your first line item expense is tax. If you're a business owner, it's the last. That is the biggest loophole ever. And that's why the rich get richer. They can take their money that comes in here and goes in here, and these guys' money comes in and goes there. Very big difference. So would you take 30 seconds and discuss whatever you have heard so far? Thank you very much. One of the ways I understand that money does not make you rich, when I was in my 20s, late 20s and early 30s, I became a millionaire. And it went straight to my head. And, you know, when you have money, you think your IQ goes up. And in reality, your IQ goes down, you know. And it was fast cars and even faster women. And I was a millionaire. I was a bon vivant around Waikiki. Now, I don't regret a thing. It was a lot of fun. But the more money I made, the more stupid I became. Anybody ever had that problem? So that's how I learned. I made a lot of money, and it made me instantaneously poor because I still had poor habits here. You see this right here? This is financial literacy or financial intelligence. If you cannot read a financial statement, you cannot tell what's happening. You cannot read. And what you don't see here is how the rich make more and more money because of this one little loop.